Hello. Hi, Archie. Yes, you are the first one here. Welcome. Hello. We're playing some Final Fantasy 14. I love Final Fantasy 14. I spend way too much time. I have spent a total of 56 days, 20 hours, and 26 minutes. Oh, you can't see it because of boulders in the way. But I promise you, that's what it says. Here, I'll move them out of the way for a quick second. Right there at the bottom, in chat. 56 days, 20 hours, and 26 minutes. That's the game with the insane character customization. Oh, wow. Yes. There you go. Boulder can go back. Yeah, you can customize your character a lot. Like, there's a bunch of different races that you can go by. I am a cat boy, obviously. But you could be, like, bunny boy, you could be... I don't know how to, like, show all the stuff that you could be. I know there's a way that you can, like, just, like, mess around and pretend you're building a character. But, yeah. You can be a little person, a Lalafell. Don't be a Lalafell, though. If you had to pick all the races, don't be a Lalafell. You can be a human, you can be an elf. Male and female of all of them. But yeah, and then you can like customize like your hair and change the color. And then you can also lots of clothes and outfits. What did Lalafell do to you? Destroy my kneecaps. Also, as you play the game, so there is story in this game. I am all completed. Like, I am all caught up in the main story. But Lalafells are evil. The evil little potato people. So it's just kind of I guess a race that the community has just I wouldn't say community. Some of us have decided to shit on, so. But yes, and then you can also customize, as in you can be a bunch of different classes and jobs. Okay, noted. Not all of them are evil. We do have a couple who are on our side, who are nice. But a lot of them just a little evil. But you can also pick like your job and such in your class. So there's classes, which are like the tank, healer, DPS. And then there's also jobs, so like crafters or gatherers. So my main class is black. What the fuck, you can be employed? Yes. You can fish in this game. You can employ yourself. Be self-employed. Which is one of the things I plan on doing today. Because I'm trying to level up my carpenter and my goldsmith. So, also in this game, so there is so much you can do in this game. It's such a great game, I highly recommend. But, also in this game is something called Minions. Minions are little creatures that follow you. So here's my little creature right now. I have Fat Cat. He's just a little fat cat who follows me around everywhere I go. Come on, follow me. There you go, see? So, I, as my name says, Minion Collector. I am trying to collect as many minions as I can. I have 309 minions. OMG Fat Cat, he is very wide. I also have Fat Cat, which is my mount that I ride on. You're so greedy? I'm greedy for having minions? Got multiple minions here. Why are the cats so big? Because they're fat. Their name is Fat Cat. The devil's hand is at play here. But I have many minions. What in the world are you? Well, I have this one. So, which I do have a, one of the things you can spend small rocks on is, there should be a random, yeah, XIV, Final Fantasy XIV, Minion Roulette for 1,500. If you'd like to spend your small rocks, I can hit the random roulette button and we can get someone besides Fat Cat. I'd be very sad if we don't have Fat Cat with me, but I will hit the roulette button. We'll get someone else. We have 309 options. But, oh, there's also a penguin one, too. Which, if you've ever played or seen Fall Guys, yes, that is the penguin from Fall Guys. Yes, there was a Final Fantasy XIV and Fall Guys collab. Oh, here, like, look at that. Look, right next to him, Pink Bean, Fall Guy. There also was a Monster Hunter collab with the piggy. There also was a Nier Automata, or Automata, however you want to pronounce it, collab as well. Which, I mean, they're both made by Square Enix, so it makes sense. Nier, yep, there is Nier. There's a shark. His name is the Major General. I just got this guy just recently, Giant Beaver. No way? Yes way. They are also going to be doing another collab, I want to say, with Monster Hunter Wilds. I believe they talked about pretty recently, so we'll probably get some more Monster Hunter stuff then. Model Major General. Yes, where is he? The Major General. Minion Major General. But yeah, so I'm trying to collect all of them. There's a website that I look back to like see what minions I'm missing, and it tells me where I can collect those minions, like if it's under like a dungeon or a raid or a trial or whatever. There is one minion that I have to get majority, like at least half. Well, Carpenter, Goldsmith, Fisher. I need one more Gatherer class, and I need either Alchemist or Culinarian. And I have to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to get all 5 of those classes, or those jobs, sorry. I need to get all 5 of those jobs to at least level 90 in order to get this minion. So, your man's here is gonna be working 5 different jobs. Well, okay, Fisher, I'm already done. Fisher's done. You know, I've retired from Fisher. So, 4 different jobs. Jack of all trades. 90? Yes, I have to get to level 90. Or, like, 88. I think technically is, like, the last quest is 88. But, Jack of all trades, more like Jack of all trades. Yeah. Basically. But Carpenter, I'm very close. So I'm hoping to, like, kind of finish that up. And then we'll pick up Goldsmith. Kind of keep going on that one. And then I gotta pick a whole new class. Keep on saying class. Whole new job. And I have to start from ground zero all the way to 90. Which is gonna be great. But for classes, my main class is Black Mage. Black Mage, I shoot Fireball. It's called Fire 4, but I shoot Fireball. And then we've got Picto, which is a painter. Oh, I need to update your gear here. Yeah. We got Picto, and I attack people with paint. We've got my ninja. My ninja looks dope. Like, I really like how it looks. Except it's only level 90, and I don't know how to play ninja. I hit the shiny buttons, and that's really it. Fireball transcends all, yes. There's also Dancer. My Dancer looks ugly right now, but I swear my Dancer looked good at one point. You know, Bard, White Mage, Summoner, yeah. They can be a little bit of everything. I am more into the DPS. More into the, as you can tell, magic. Black Mage, Picto. Summoner I just picked up, and I'd like to maybe if we have time, just a little bit of, leveling up, grinding on that. But first what I'm gonna do is... Oh, another thing you can do with... sorry, there's so much stuff you can do. Reputation. I need to get trusted reputation with everybody here. Again, to get a minion. So, I've been working on these... I call them the onion fairies, and you'll see why I call them onion fairies. So basically all I have to do is just go to their area and like help do a bunch of their chores, and then they're happy with me. So I need to go do that for the day. I'll do that for the day, and then get my carpenter. We're gonna go to the moon and do some crafting. Yes, you can also go to the moon in this game. It's crazy. I will say, end content is pretty crazy. Like, trying to explain to someone who's never played the game, or have heard of the game, but you're at, like, the end. It's kind of hard. Without overwhelming them. Hello? Alright, where? There's something supposed... Oh, there it is. Also, I'm very over-leveled for all of these quests, so... Yes, I did just whack it with my staff and killed it. Wait, you might be hiding somewhere over here. Yep, there you are. Oh, there's two over here. Perfect. Sorry if I don't chat much, I need to lock in for my exam. No problem. Are you taking an exam right now, like this very moment, or are you just studying? Either way, thank you for still stopping in, though. Just studying, I already failed it 3 times. Oh. Oh. Well, good luck. I hope you don't fail it again. I hope you succeed. Actually quite impressive. Yeah. Unfortunately. Did you fail it like the same way 3 times, or was it like you messed up a little bit on this part, and then you messed up on this part, and then you messed up on this. Like, you messed up 3 different ways. We don't really get into the percentages, we just get a grade, so I don't know. Though the first time, 63% of the class failed it. Holy crap. See, and I don't want to be like, you know, as someone who used to teach, I don't want to be calling teachers out, but I feel like if majority of your class fails, it's not their fault. It is your fault as a teacher for not teaching them correctly, you know? Like, if you were a fantastic teacher, and was doing everything perfect, you shouldn't have anybody failing. Unless they, like, I don't know, were never there in class. I mean, but also, like, what do I have to say about it? I was just a music teacher. I just, you know, I don't matter. I'm not a core subject. Obviously, the arts don't matter in school. My professor has, my lectures are just the bare bones. You must read everything in the syllabus to find out the wretch. Ah! There's also that, too. People who, like, use the book, like, use the textbook to teach. Like, and it's not just a, like, yep, we're gonna be using it as a reference. No, they are just straight up, like, the textbook is teaching, not them. Ugh. I will say I did have a class in college that, oh, excuse me. I was supposed to read or something. What was it? Oh, sorry, I got distracted by the flower. Yeah, we were supposed to get a textbook for it. I never got the textbook because the textbook was like over $100 or something. And I was like, as a college student, I was like, no, fuck that. We barely read it. We didn't give, like, we never used it except for like one time in which, luckily, everybody in my class was kind of nice to each other because, you know, we were all college music majors and we helped each other out. And so we just, like, borrowed one textbook from one person or something. Or I also just didn't read either. I was like, I'm not gonna read this. We're just gonna talk about it in class anyway. I'll give him that. His subject is interesting at least. Oh, that's good. Yeah, as long as they, like, make it somewhat interesting, and, like, enjoyable, even if it's something that you don't want to be interested in at all. Like, I will say, I had to take, as a music major, I took a, like, what was it? Like a health, not a health class, healthcare class. Which is kind of funny now that we're talking about that. You know, like 5, 6 years later. But I was the only person who wasn't a nurse or like social. I'm blanking on it. Not social studies worker. Like wanted to go into therapy. You know, I'm blanking on the word now. But ooh, that's cool. Yeah, and like, it was me and my fiance. We both took it because we just needed the credit for it, even though it had nothing to do with our major whatsoever. Um, and sociology, is that what I'm thinking of? Psychology? I don't know. But yeah, we were like the only two people who did not have anything else in common with this class. And I still felt like, because of how the professor was and such, he was like so chill about it, and still like encouraged us to learn, which was nice. And also he was really cool. Like, he was like, "Oh, you guys are music majors, huh? My son is in the high school band or whatever. You know, I love going to his you know, they always connect like that. Do you have any tips for an unmedicated ADHD student trying to read a boring book?" Oh shit. I say, do you have any tips for someone who also has unmedicated ADHD and trying to read a boring book? I haven't read a book in years. I don't read. Um, I, l- I love professors who care. Yes, exactly. You just need a teacher who cares. I don't care what you teach. If you care, that's all that matters. But like, tips. I like to highlight. I highlight a lot. If you have a book that is, I guess, a purchase of yours and you can mark it up, um, highlight, underline, take notes. And that's what I do. I highlight stuff at work. Like, I'll print off like a list of people that I have to like reach out or connect with, and when I'm done, I highlight it. I'm highlighting the fuck out of this one. Maybe underline, take notes, bullet point. I love bullet points. Okay, I'm on the right track, it seems. Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh, I can accept more quests. Actually, I want this one, because this one will get me more. But yeah, I'm very happy that, like, my work does not care about how we take our notes or how we, like, organize our stuff, as long as it's organized. Can I accept this? Oh my gosh, I can. Sorry, I'm accepting so much because I want to get the highest representation. How many quests do I have with these guys? Let's go. Subject reveal its goddamn history of Confucianism in the countries it touched. Oh. See, I did take a geography class. Oh, I don't know where I'm going. Fuck. Now you see me. I go way over there, okay. I took a human geography class, which I like the idea of human geography. Like, I do like learning about cultures, and like, within cultures, there's also religions as well. What I don't like is just raw history. Like, just reading, like, a timeline is so boring to me. But I can see that how that can be, like, very interesting to read about. It's just, yeah, the history of a specific, something that happened, either a religion or an effect, or Sorry, I'm distracted. How to make it more interesting, though. I mean, you could try and relate to it. I'm gonna turn on invisible! No! Oh, I gotta go back. Actually, you know what? While I'm here, I'm just gonna destroy this. Suspicious object. What is this? What am I supposed to do with these suspicious objects? See, there's also the problem of accepting too many quests. You don't know what to do with all of them. Okay, there's that one. Wait. In the air. Do I have something to, like, throw at it? No. Maybe this? Aha! Is there any more in here? No, I'm just gonna go this way. But yeah, I'm definitely a person when I remember things, it's more I kind of connect with everything. Like I'll be like, oh, like how I remember, because at my work, people are like, oh my gosh, how you remember names? Like you're so good at like remembering names and faces and such. And I'm like, well, it's more like, I'll be like, oh, that's Kyle. I remember Kyle because he has, I didn't mean to hit that. I remember Kyle because his hair looks like so-and-so, or he had bad breath, or, you know. It's like not, sometimes it's not great comment, to be honest, but it's just kind of like, oh yeah, I remember them because of this physical feature, and I just make that connection. I think people do that a lot. Taking notes on how to remember names of others. Basically. It's more like I remember their names because of their features, their physical features. Or if it's I need to remember, so I remember the parents' names because of that. And then once I remember that, then, oh yeah, the kid's name is just like, oh, the mom's name is Melissa, and oh, Melissa and Joe. You just remember, you just put like the two names together. Which does not help all the time, though, because there is some times where I'm just like, oh, you're reaching out to Heather? Oh, how is her son on Trump? Oh, wait, that's a different Heather. Whoopsie. It does not help all the time, putting, like, names together. Alright, let me go do this, and then I will read the comments. Because I know it's over here somewhere. Alright, I have a life hack that if I forget someone's name, I just give them my phone and tell them to give me their Facebook. I mean, if you want them, if you want to add them as like a Facebook friend, that is definitely a way. You have a wild mind palace full of genealogical trees in your head? Yeah. I've had a lot going on in my head. There's always something going on in my head. It may or may not be a autism, but yep, there's always something going on. Oh, I'm transparent again. Where do I gotta go now this time? Oh my gosh. Oh, I gotta go way over there? Oh my gosh, okay. We got a long way to go, folks. Also, it's sometimes hard to explain your thought process, I will say. I feel like sometimes it's hard to explain. Because it's just, you get to a point where you're just like, well, yeah, I just know it. You know? But then I hate when people say that. When like, hey, you know, how did you know this? Well, I just knew it. Okay, well, you know, as my math teacher said, show your progress. Oh, I try to explain things. Especially because I've got a lot of, I've got some coworkers. I have specifically one coworker who, she's older, like she is the same age as my mother, um, and she she knows technology and such, but is not her strongest suit. And so, just trying like for her to like remember something and how to find it in technology was a little difficult for her. So of course I'm not gonna be like an asshole and just be like, well, yeah, you didn't know how to find that? Like, no. I'm gonna show her. I will show her and just be like, oh, just, you know, give her little tips and tricks. Aha! Here's, I think, where I gotta go. That's not it. I don't think so. I don't think that's it. I think that is it, actually. What do I need to do with it? This? Okay, that is it. I don't think I've ever been this far. I've never gone this way. Over here. Might as well, as I'm over here. I'll go away. Okay. Is this? I think so. Yay! Okay. What do I have to do over here? Oh, just kill him. Oh, I have to kill more. But there definitely has been times at work, like... So, I'm pretty successful, I will say, at work. I'm just gonna say it. And... Someone, like, sent me an email, like a coworker, and was like, hey, do you have time for, like, a phone conversation, either, like, today or tomorrow? Because, I just, like, I want to pick your brain at stuff, and, like, want to, like, how are you so successful? And I'm like, oh yeah, sure. And I'm like, I'm telling her what I normally do. And she's just like, yeah, I do all of that. And I'm just like, I don't know what to tell you then, man. Like, how do I explain how I'm being successful? Besides just, I'm just doing it. I just do what I'm told. Well, that's not the button I want to press. I want to press 6. Still gets you anyway. Humble man. I know. Like, cause like, I'm like, I don't know why you're not being successful. Just like Confucius. Yeah. I'm just like, I don't know why. I mean, I guess I'm being successful because I'm like, I understand what they go through, like, the customers, as someone, like, like, let's say someone is, you know, tight with their money, you know, it's a hard decision and such, they gotta rethink, like, I understand that. Or also just with having a educational background as well. Like, there was one family who I was messaging them, you know, and I told them about, like, stepping up into, like, intermediates and such, and this kid had only been playing for, like, 2 years, or a little over 2 years, and she was just like, huh, interesting, do we have to? And she was like, do we have to, like, upgrade and such? And I was like, no, it's totally your choice, and your, you know, player's choice as well. Like, and I told them, like, straight out, I was like, if they're not ready for it, if you're not ready for it, then there's no reason to upgrade. Like, you can wait again, you know, and I told them, I was like, some people wait another year, some people wait until the kid's in high school, and then will then determine it, you know? I was just like, I'm just giving you information, I'm just doing my job that I'm kind of forced to do. But, like, seeing a 8th grader getting a brand new instrument is very surprising to me. Like, I'm just like, wow, you only had 2 years. Like, I don't think you have quite mastered your instrument quite yet. Maybe, like, unless you, like, take private lessons or some shit like that, then okay, yeah, sure. I wish more educators had that mindset. Oh, yeah. I think that, too. Or, there's a lot of stuff that I think maybe, like, I have been, how do I word it? I was told that I would be a great educator, and that me leaving the education field was very sad, and that, well, not that. Like, friends that I went to college with and such, and they were just like, wow, like, you know, that sucks that the experiences that you had were awful, and, like, you know, they lost a great educator. And then I'll tell people, like, my thoughts and such, and they're just like, wow, that is crazy to hear. Because, like, just educators just don't have... Like, they don't... I feel like in college, in courses and such, they don't really teach actual, like, fundamental of, like, you are teaching human beings. And, especially within, like, music, and especially if you're teaching, like... If you're teaching middle school music, about, like, probably, like, 40%, between 40 to, like, 60, 70% of your students don't want to fucking be there. And they don't, like, they're not going to go into music. They're not going to be an educator, and they're not going to be a performer. Like, and even if they want to be in music, they still are not going to be an educator or a performer. They're just playing their instrument because they have fun. So, like, taking that into consideration of, like, you don't have to, like, force the ideas of staying in music or going out there and being, like, a music educator, performer. Like, as long as they just continue being in music, that's all I really care about. And that, like, they enjoy it, and they enjoy playing their instruments. Majority of people, like, I know a few people who are musicians, but are also, like, engineers. It's very common that musicians are engineers. But another thing that I always thought of, too, is, starting every day the best you can with just a blank slate. Like, every day is a new day. Like, if a kid was being annoying yesterday, don't, like, take that into consideration how you're going to treat him the next day. Like, shit happens. Kids have lives outside of your class. Also, if you have the mindset of, like, improving, then the kid's gonna improve. If you keep on saying, like, oh, you're such an awful student, even when they're trying to not be an awful student, that's just gonna greatly affect how they think. And that they're just gonna keep thinking that they're an awful student. And they're never gonna improve, because you're forcing them to not improve. Alright, great music, Master Pebbles, yes. What instrument is good to learn other than guitar? It gives me ouchies. Ooh. Well, so I am, as I mentioned, band. So I know a lot more of, like, wind instruments. I do know that, like, ukulele, if you want to learn guitar, ukulele is also a fine place to start. Ukulele is a lot smaller, so it's not as less ouchies. And there are, like, aspects and, like, skills that you learn from the ukulele that you can transfer over to the guitar. Also, you can get, it's called a baritone ukulele, which has the top 4 strings of a guitar. And so it's very, you can transfer almost everything you learn on that baritone ukulele to a guitar. You just have to, I guess, add 2 strings. So maybe, like, if, you know, ukulele, or if you're talking a wind instrument, honestly, like, I'm a brass player. Brass is so fucking easy. Kind of, in retrospect. It does seem like a lot of kids grasp onto it. It's very easy. Trumpet, you know, woodwind, saxophone is always easy to make a sound on. I low-key thought about being a teacher as a plan B, but the prospect of earning nothing makes me a little hesitant. Yes. Engineer-musician connection must be studied. I bet you it is studied. There's a lot of, so as being a musician, I run into a lot of people who, like, will make connections. So, like, connecting engineer with a musician. Also connecting pilot with musician as well. When I was in high school, there was a substitute teacher who, like, I don't know, he was just, like, talking to, like, my friend group and such, and, like, he found out that we were all musicians, we're all in the band, and he was like, oh, musicians make great pilots. Like, you got the hand-eye coordination, and, like, you should look into being, like, an airplane pilot. Yeah, like an airplane pilot. And he was like trying to convince me to become a pilot, like an airplane pilot. And I was just like, no, I'm not very interested in that. Also, isn't there a thing about, like, glass? Can you pilot an airplane with glasses? I thought there was something with, like, and this might have been old or, like, a technicality thing. I thought there was something where you can't, or you really shouldn't pilot a plane if you don't have, like, perfect vision. Which, my vision is absolute shit. I do wear glasses. Also, players could technically pilot a plane. Oh, I bet you they could. I think nowadays you can. That's what I think it was an old, like, older news. Of, like, oh, you know, we need you to have 20/20 vision. And then nowadays it's just kind of like, eh. But, yeah, the hard part about being a teacher... I feel like the hard part with being a teacher is, it definitely is very low on the pay, as you mentioned. But it's the satisfaction and such. And of course, every, like, whenever you're thinking about leaving a school or leaving teaching, they always like try and guilt trip you of like, well, think about the students. Like you're here for the students. That's what you got into it, right? Like you're leaving the, and it's just like, yes, but also like you gotta think about yourself too, man. You gotta think about your own, like your mental health, your money, like it. You could do like you could tutoring, private lessons. It's still teaching. It's just not in a school system. Because that's what I don't like, is teaching in a school system. I hate the school systems. Especially as I already complained about, like, core subjects are always such a big thing and no one gives a shit about the arts. I love high school teachers nowadays. In college, me and my art class organize meetups with our beloved crazy art teacher whenever we can. It's always at the same... Yeah, see? At the same cafe. Yes, exactly. Like, it's always the arts. Because the arts are chill. They don't have to worry about standardized testing. I gotta go to the moon. And they understand how important keeping students in their class is. Because... There I am. Because, like... Math. You're forced to take math. So, math teachers will never lose their jobs. Gosh, if people had... She harps at me for not going to art college. Oh, you could always go. Like, that's also a great thing about college. You don't have to go at a young age. You can go to college whenever. We had someone who was a grandparent who was in my music classes. So she was going for, like, a music performance degree. But, like, she was like, oh yeah, my grandson also plays, Like, I play trombone, so she was like, oh, you play trombone? My grandson also plays trombone and such, and yeah, he's thinking of maybe getting, like, he wants to try out, like, bass trombone and blah, blah. Why didn't he go for the art restoration major? Ma'am, only 14 people make it? Ooh. Grandparent at college is so sweet, actually. Oh yeah, she was so sweet. And, so as I mentioned, she was going for, like, a performance... I believe a performance degree of some sort, but she was an amazing piano and organ player. Like, oh, it was so nice when she was in your class and you needed someone to, like, accompaniment you. And she could throw down. Like, she was so good. Yeah, she played piano, organ, and also was trying to learn harpsichord, I believe, at the same time as well. Which I don't think harpsichord is much different. I'm gonna look that up. Is much different than a piano? It looks like a piano to me. I mean, if she could play... She could play organ. I think she could play anything, really.